Hello, we are here in Jeddah at the RSIFF International Film Festival, and I'm sitting with Philippe Jalladeau, the founder of the Trois Continents Film Festival in Nantes, and now in charge of a new festival in London dedicated to Muslim, for cinema from Muslim countries. Philippe, first tell me a little bit about how you started Nantes, because it's an amazing story of like 30 years growing and becoming an amazing platform for films from very different places and continents.
Yes, at that time, in the end of the 70s, there were very few festivals from the three continents who came to the festival in Europe and France.
Yeah.
So, especially in Cannes, there was some program, but when I was in Cannes, I saw one film of Jeddah with very few people in the theater, not in competition. It was not selected in competition.
Really?
At that time. You know, Cannes refused the most beautiful film of Jeddah called Charulata. It was refused by the committee of selection of Cannes. The shame on Cannes for this. Anyway, so there was some film in some Critics Week, some film for the fortnight, but we decided that it was time to give more opportunities to this film and to make a specific festival of the cinema of the three continents, Africa, Asia and Latin America.
So what year was that?
It was in 1979, and we started with little money. The city of Nantes gave us for the first time just a little money to make it. And we had the chance to have Salah Haboussef from Egypt, made a retrospective, and more especially a program about the Black American filmmakers program. And it was so impressive for critics of Le Monde, in particular, Louis Marcorel, who made the first page of Le Monde about this program on the Festival of the Three Continents.
Which I'm sure we've never spoken about that before.
It started with this.
Yeah.
So after that, we decide, which is very different than now. We, with my brother, we went all over the world to pick up the films, because at that time there was no VHS, no DVD, no film online, and so on. So we had to go on the spot. So the year after, we went to India to make a program of South Indian film that had never been shown in Europe. So we started with some exceptional program, and it was more and more attractive for people.
How did you split territories with your brother? You were more in charge of Africa, Middle East?
At the beginning, we were traveling together, but at a certain time, it was impossible. And my brother was more turned in the direction of Asia.
Right.
From India, China, Japan, Korea, and there was a lot to do, he said. And myself, I was turned to Latin America, all the Muslim countries, and my brother also take care of Africa. But sometimes we are together in some parts, anyway. So we had to split, of course.
Right. So, and how did the idea to launch a festival in London with this specific theme, how did it come? How did you come to the idea?
It came from a guy who came to Nantes in the competition. He was a Anglo-Pakistan. He made a very nice film many years ago in Pakistan. It was in competition, and we keep in touch a little bit, through the social network. And once he called me and he said, Philippe, I want to make a new festival in London. I say, what about? He say, it's a festival of all the Muslim countries, the film coming from the Muslim countries. I say, okay. I say, there is no religion inside, I say, I don't want to be involved in religious problem. No, it's only cultural, it's only cinema. I say, okay, I go ahead with you, because for me it's interesting, because I know very well this world. So if I can help you, I will do that. So he gave me the direction of the artistic side. And then we had also a curatorial director, a programmer, who take care of the details.
And your colleagues you mentioned were from which region of the world? From Pakistan or?
My colleague is Anglo-Pakistani.
All right.
Well,
Lives in
he's
London?
he's born in Pakistan, but he lived in England for years. And the other guy, of the curatorial director, programmer, is also from Pakistan. You know.
Okay, and so what was the first year like? That was your first year in October, right? Or?
Yeah, the first year we just finished one month
Right.
ago.
Right.
We started with a pilot, and we selected the best of the 15 best film in this world. So I made the editorial line, and I make the partition of the world in 13 parts. So there was Maghreb, there was Middle East, there was a part for Egypt, there was a part from Iran and Afghanistan together, there was a part of Central Asia, which was very important, there was a part of Far East with Malaysia and Indonesia, and maybe also for Africa. And there was Sudan, Chad, Somalia, and so on. So you see, so there was 13 parts, and there was Turkey and Afghanistan, of course. So it was 13 parts, and we tried to have one film from everywhere to show what? The diversity of this world, the diversity and the creativity, both. So we start in this direction. Well, the festival was rather a successful. It's very difficult when you start, to get the premiere. We wanted premiere in London.
Right.
So we got the premiere, most of them, but it was difficult because there is a big festival in London already, the London Film Festival, organized by the BFI, the British Film Institute, who takes 200 films, So
how many did you have?
So
how many did you have? 14?
Yeah,
Total,
15,
or
14 or 15 films,
All right.
yes. And we have also film from, for instance, I want to have the new tendency, because people don't know about the film from Saudi Arabia and Kurdistan. So I work to have a film from Kurdistan, beautiful film called The Exam, and also a film from Saudi Arabia called Quarrier. It is very interesting because this film is made by five girls coming from the University of the University of Jeddah. They were scriptwriters, they were directors, they were producers, and they also almost all the chain of the building of a film. It is very interesting to compare this with Nouvelle Vague in France. At that time, Truffaut, Godard, at the beginning, they worked together to make short film, and even the first film, they worked together. And this girl, I know that some of them, they have a lot of desire to make a new cinema in Saudi Arabia.
Right, and now a little bit about, let's say, marketing. I mean, you're working with an audience in London.
Yes.
They have a lot of people who come from different places in the world.
Yes.
Which was the most enthusiastic reaction from which community to the film you were showing?
Yes. For instance, I take the example of this Kurdistan film. It was full of 90% of Kurds living in London.
Yeah.
The community came, and for instance, with Saudi Arabia, the community is not the same.
No.
You see, so there were very few people, not very few, but rather few people from Saudi Arabia came. So students, some people like this, but most of them are British people attracted to know about Saudi Arabia. You see,
Right.
it's more cultural than cinematographic this way.
And how about Pakistan? Because there are lots
So
of.
there was a film from Pakistan. I cannot tell you because I let the selection of this film to my friend, because he knows the Pakistani people in London, he knows the Pakistani cinema. So there was a film, but I have not myself seen the film because it was very new and I could not see. But there was a film from Pakistan, of course.
And it was full?
So I don't know much about this film. I cannot tell you.
Right,
But
okay.
it was a very good film. Not the big Bollywood style, you know. No. It was a rather art film, of course, because all the film we screen are art film, always. Cinéma d'auteur, we can say.
Right. And now, Philippe, where do you go shopping to find those films? Tell me.
Well, I go shopping. I'm here to do some shopping, and
Yeah.
also the shopping we will with the new film. So I'm here to make some public relation, to meet the people, and to meet the new directors. So I am involved with some one-to-one meetings where I can find what will be the new films from our area, from our program. And I can say that I found 2 or 3 very interesting projects. I hope they will be ready for next year, not sure, but maybe in 2 years.
And also, curiosity question. One of the biggest Muslim countries is Indonesia.
Yes.
Have you been there? Is there any good film festival? How do you find the films from
No,
that
the
region?
Indonesian film was new in London, but not new in Europe, because he was screened in Berlin, and I saw the film on the festival scope. You know, I was not in Berlin to see the film, but I saw the film, and it's a very good film. By the way, the film is screened here in the competition of the RSIFF Film Festival. This Indonesian film, it's a very good film.
Okay, and what's your next trip then? Where are you going to meet other
My
new
next
talent?
trip will be probably again maybe here, because also I have a seminar and workshop about script writing.
Right.
So I might go back to Kuwait for the festival. I talked with the people of Kuwait. I might go back to Bahrain to make some program. I was in Bahrain last October already, and I might go to another festival in Jeddah, because in Saudi Arabia now they create several festivals, and there will be a very important festival for me in beginning of May, which is a national Saudi film festival.
Yeah.
And the director is very exceptional of this festival.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you so much, and I wish you a lot of success for the number 2 edition. And of course, it takes the same energy, but it goes easier and easier, doesn't it? It's easier
Yes.
second year than the first. But,
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci,
Philippe.
merci Bruno.
Merci.